Hey, look the bike, come on, man.
Them boys fooling me right through.
Assalamu alaikum, man.
Walaikum
Good
salam.
night and welcome to another edition of Breaking Barriers. Tonight we have a pack schedule
Yeah, boy.
with everything that is taking place, budget, Chief Justice, the situation
Barrier
with
divers, the
with the
tanks.
blogger.
Oh, God, yeah. That was a good one.
The blogger, all
That's
that,
a
you
good
know what I
one.
mean? But first, let me let's start bringing our first sponsors for this segment, guys. So and then we'll continue. So we welcome Tile Expression. Tile Expression located off Ojoda Street off Monroe Road. You can get all your ceramic wall and floor tiles, porcelain tiles, quartz and granite countertops, tile accessories, glass mosaic, SPC flooring. So once you say tile, check Tile Expression. You can contact them at 693-0015-223-TILE Tile. So let me again thank everyone who supporting us with this, our 20th anniversary where we have our advertising packages. So I would just like to thank everyone who are supporting us. Again, I would just like to go through the packages. For a still page, add display name of company, address and telephone contact. You get that for $1,600 monthly. For a running ad, that's at $2,000, and to sponsor a program, you can do so at $3,000 a month. You can call 663-4762, 475-2230, or 795-5900, or at IBN Studios at 645-4426 for further information. I would like to also thank everyone for supporting us for the over the Diwali period here, where we we help with parking, facilitating all the people who come out at Diwali Nagar. We give them free days, and then we have to pay people in order to secure people's cars. So we had it at a small cost. So I want to thank you all for supporting this event here. So let's roll into it, guys. Let's show the first video with the situation with those leaking gas tanks. We are having so much problem. What is gas tank, Richard? Watch where this gas tank leaking. Try soap water. Watch where this gas tank leaking. You telling me they're not doing any hydrostatic testing in these gas tanks? Watch where this one leaking. Where the handle is welded.
It's welded on.
Now, at first, I thought the problem was with the rubber seals.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that is an issue. So if you actually seen what is going on here, that means to say you have to turn over your tank and throw some soap water at the bottom too.
You had to dip it like, what is check your tire for leak?
It looks so.
You had to dip
because remember, nobody is paying attention to the underneath of that tank. And when the tank sweat, you don't know what kind of corrosion and all that. I wonder how often these tanks are tested. That's something we should find
we
out.
definitely need some quality assurance with the distribution of this
Because
tank.
they're looking nice, they're well painted. You know what I mean? They're looking like they are now off the shelf. But these could be old tanks that are not pressure tested. And
Right.
then, passing it and two persons died.
Wear and tear.
Two persons
Yeah, I
actually
think
lost their lives.
That's a critical issue. The fact that we have loss of life. We have serious loss of life here as a result of this. So a lot of people are paying attention now, and I think some quality assurance needs to be done, and some answers from the owners of the
And I think
tank.
based on how people build their kitchen, they make accommodation for the small tank close to where they have their stove.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that you can put the small tank outside and run a long hose.
You can't do that.
Right? So I think the persons who supply these tanks and wherever it is filled, because I know they fill at NP and Silots. I think Ramco probably have their filling station too. So we need to get proper check and balances on that, please, before somebody
Yeah,
else.
and if anybody has any further information and wants to assist, call us.
Yeah.
Let's have a chat on this. It's something I wanted to look at very particularly, and I want to get into more detail in it, but you have to ask yourself, what's OSHA's stance on these things?
Exactly.
Because if these tanks are being kept in a warehouse somewhere or in a factory somewhere, even stored temporarily, what's OSHA's stance? And of course, we know that they are on the back of trucks moving about. What happens in circumstances where there's a ripple effect? There is one tank does something and affects the others, God forbid.
But what I think should happen is that it should have a certificate, a little paper with a certificate, just to protect it from the weather, because those are tanks that are transported on truck trays, right?
Right, yes.
And tell you when the tank was tested and so on. So
yeah,
today.
some quality assurance measures needs to be in place. I think that's a good one.
So
That's a
you
good
will
one.
see it.
When last tested, what grade it got,
Right.
A, B, C, or A and B, C and anything less is fail.
All that. So
Yeah.
at least the people who buy in these tanks, when they go to purchase it, they could view it first. Before
I
purchasing.
always say you take brain after me, Always say. Bright too bad,
Let's start that time. All right, guys, let's start with the one with the Dr. Fuad Khan. Let's start that video because that was concerning the budget, the PNM's response to the budget. Let's get that started. Because just imagine the PNM senior ministers don't want to speak because junior ministers talk. Does that make sense?
Nah, you see, that's a whole different category by itself, You see, I cannot understand for the life of me what is happening in the PNM camp that they are so ill-prepared that they are unable to properly advocate on behalf of their membership. All right, across the constituency, because some of them just get away 600 votes and 200 votes something. So very concerning what is happening in the PNM. But let's get down to the budget. Go ahead.
All right, let's hear it, guys.
This is Sunday morning, and I have to listen and read this stupidness about the parliamentary debate. The PNM people in the opposition, I don't think they understand that in Parliament, it's strategy and tactics, and you fell short. In Parliament, you are supposed to get your points across as disgusting as you can, painting the other side as bad as you can. And you sit there, your best speakers sit there, and basically said nothing because you're waiting for the government to put on its best speakers. That is not strategy, that is foolishness. And you fell short.
No, I think that is probably something. No, just imagine, you
Yeah.
probably you have the ears of people who in the
You pushing this talk.
within the chambers and all that.
Pushing
So
this
what
talk.
you think about what the PNM did in the
It's a display of total political self-sabotage in the PNM. I don't know if it's something cooked up. You have 3 PNM, right? 3 different camps.
Right.
I don't know if it's something cooked up against the political leader of the PNM. I don't know if it's poor management of the PNM. But in a circumstance like this, either it is one, the budget is so good that they can't comment negatively on it,
right.
or 2, they are so ill-prepared, so unable to address any concern that they voided their responsibility. Now, I think you have some comments. You have some comments here too, right? Right. UNC budget fails youth and so on. You can put that up while we address the budget concern. So they want to go out into the media and portray themselves as anti-budget and so on, but you did not debate in the budget debate. So I think, this is one instance. So I think it is definitely a show of absolute failure in leadership and party politics in the PNM. And there was a point we wanted to get at here. well, we talk about this when I address the process by which a budget is passed. So, for those of you who do not know, what happens is the Minister of Finance comes every year around this time, September, October, and presents a budget. The budget is a policy-making decision which trickles down into a mathematics decision. So the policy, for instance, is, well, we're going to open this corporate body that will be geared towards handing out school bags, for example. And then the mathematics decision is, for that policy to exist, we're going to give $1 million, and so on and so forth. The Minister of Finance comes, he reads his budget, he tells the country what the government intends to do over the next year. Employment, for instance. Carl is another point. I think we have a slide on that. We'll get back to that. And then we get into the meat of it now, which happens in the Standing Finance Committee stage, where we go down line by line, we go down item by item, and address which ministry gets what amount and which subhead gets what amount. So the debate in Parliament itself is where you can attack policy. The debate in Parliament itself is where the government says, we're going to adopt these policies. And this is the money that we estimate we require for this policy. And if the opposition does not say, well, I disagree with that policy, why don't you do this instead? Or this cheaper, or this should be considered, then the opposition have nothing to say. And if the opposition has nothing to say, that means the policy suggested by the government is a good policy. I mean, policy suggested by the government is the proper policy. So we have a situation here, first time in my life I've ever seen it, first time in my life. The opposition has now said, without saying as much, well, government, we agree with everything. We agree with the drop in gas. You know what somebody was telling me? The government talk about dealing with fighting in school. The opposition against it. Mm-hmm. The government talk about dealing with crime and the criminal element nationwide and the drug cartels. The opposition against it. The government talk about opening the door and allowing children to access free health care and life-saving surgeries. The government against it. The government come now to reduce gas. The opposition against it. It reached a point now where the government want to increase the price of rum and alcohol. I know the opposition against it.
No, you know, this is so amazing. They against things like alcohol reason.
Yeah.
And the amount of fatalities we have due to drivers.
Correct.
And young persons getting involved in alcoholics and all that. They kicking brass against the price. They're talking about people in their leisure time, what they will do and all that. So they prefer that people go and drink rum. They get their dollar saved on the super gas. Mm-hmm. The dollar they save, they prefer them to go and drink rum with it and forget the children, forget their family home. I don't understand the logic in that, you know.
Absolutely.
The dollars that you save, try and utilize it somewhere. And I find alcohol should it raised by too little. I find it should have raised more.
What is amazing to me is the Prime Minister said she's going to increase the drinking age to 21. They have a problem with that. Going to increase the gambling age. They have a problem with that. Increase alcohol, attempt to curb spending. They have a problem with that. Oh gosh, man, makes sense. I cannot understand this opposition. It's a total failure. They're not caucusing. They have no policy planning. What is really going on?
Yeah, no, but I was watching the debate on, was Monday.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't Monday. Monday was the holiday. The debate started on Monday.
Oh, yes. Monday was the holiday. No, Friday. Friday, the leader of the opposition spoke.
All right.
Right.
No, I watched that, and I said, wait now. Like, I'm at a funeral. I'm watching how Penny talking.
Right.
I said, but what trouble is a eulogy for somebody? I said, it go on clear.
Yeah.
The woman just sitting down there and raising, she reading off, yes, she had to read off a transcript. But she's not even raising her head when she, bring up a point or something. You will definitely watch at the opposition if you have a strong point.
Right.
When you are a strong point in front of the judge, you watch the judge straight and tell him that. You know what I mean?
You will find out Friday.
And I find one of your legal friend very loud in the parliament.
Who's that now?
Mr. Colport.
Oh, you loud?
You know what time the speaker pull him up a little bit?
Yeah.
But I still believe the speaker is be too lenient. I still believe that. Guys, I now send you a clip there, right? So if I now send you a clip, when it's ready, let's show you how a previous speaker used to operate. Let's watch and see. Here I find Mr. Singh very lenient with them. So,
You ready?
yes, let's show it.
Conversation with you. I am ruling here now. Okay? We all have to know when we've crossed the line. Fun is fun, banter is banter. But when I speak, I speak.
Chair, I
apologize. I have not asked you to speak. Please continue, Minister.
By yourself.
Member for Caroni Central. Member for Caroni Central.
After
Please,
you-
Member for Caroni Central. Please take your seat.
Why are we muting the leader of the opposition microphone?
Member for Superior. Member for Superior. Would you kindly propose your motion in the text of your motion?
Well, if you put my mic on, I will continue so to do.
The motion states.
Madam Speaker, why are you muting the leader?
Is it an attempt to silence the opposition?
Is the leader of opposition being muted?
Madam Speaker, is democracy dead in this parliament? Madam Speaker, could we have some decency in terms of how this process is being conducted?
Now, you watch the difference how
Yeah.
that was say, Mr. Singh, I find he really lenient.
Yeah, no, this is a point. I promise to go even in more detail than I'm about to. Do we have to cut a break or I can go ahead?
Before we go to a break, let's welcome Neil Shers to this segment. Neil Shers, for all your European car parts, Land Rover, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Volvo, Volkswagen, Audi, what they don't have, they will order it for you. They can find it for you. So you can check out Neil Shers Auto Parts, supplier of European car parts and special order car part services. East 56 Eastern Main Road, Aruka. 222-4078, 646-4036, 680-0734. You want to take a break now and then come back with your point?
Yeah, we have a lot to discuss, but I have to speed through.
All right, guys, let's take our first break, and then Richard will come shooting, literally shooting.
Oh, God.
From the hip.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest varieties, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Sheikh Leisha Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Sheikh Leisha Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Sheikh Leisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our Oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our Oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, Oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
Welcome back, folks. Let's welcome Fruitopia to this segment here. Fruitopia courtesy SM Jalil, where you get all your drinks. We have fruit punch, we have orange, we have citrus punch, guava, pineapple, passion fruit, sorrel, and Portugal. So for all your Fruitopia drinks, check out your supermarkets and make sure and drink it when it's really cold. You can't go wrong at all. Okay, Richard, the ball in your court.
Thank you so much. Now, we were talking about the differences in the Speaker of the House today in comparison to the most recent former Speaker of the House, which is Bridget Aniset George. And we raised it last week, and I touched on it very briefly about some of the common issues in the standing orders and so on. And it's something I want to address in a lot more detail. But for starters, let me attempt to explain what is the role of the Speaker of the House and his constitutional mandate. He's sort of a referee. He's the judge in Parliament. He's the middleman. And in Trinidad and Tobago, the Speaker, or in his absence, the Deputy Speaker, which is, of course, Sister Dr. Ayana Ali, presides over each of the sittings of Parliament. That is the House of Representatives, so to speak. And he acts as the chairman of committees of the House and enforces and observes all of the rules and preserves the order in his proceedings. So he sits as the Speaker of the House, an easy way to identify it for the young people who are interested in watching Parliament. That's when he sits in the chair in the middle, the big chair in the back, with the green cushioning to the back. Generally has the robes with the gold trimmings. If he takes it off, the robe that is, and he comes one seat forward, where the clerk of the House usually sits, one seat forward, also one seat lower, then he's chairman of a committee. What we have going on right now is the Standing Finance Committee. They will be going through each head, each ministry, one by one, line by line, subhead by subhead, and identifying what each dollar is for. It's broken down into dollars and cents when you really look at it. All right? So that's how you identify him, whether he's sitting in the role of Speaker of the House or chairman of a committee. And then that should also explain to you why he is addressed the way he's addressed by members of either side. So, for instance, a government MP may stand up and say, Mr. Speaker, sir, and address the Speaker. And an opposition may get up and say, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's because the Deputy Speaker is currently sitting in the chair. Not all the time the camera will turn, so you'll know, but you can sort of gauge from how they address the sitting person. Just like in any other meeting, you don't address people across the floor. You don't say, Member for Diego Martin, so. Member for Report, so. No. All of your debates, all of your points, all of your motions are raised to the presiding officer, the umpire, the judge, in this case, the Speaker of the House. All of your motions, all of your statements are raised to him. So that's why sometimes you will hear them say, Mr. Speaker, through you, so by so. So I hope by doing that, I sort of explain what you are hearing in Parliament and it becomes a little easier to digest. So let's get back to it. So as I said, he maintains the order of Parliament. So he makes sure there's one speaker, he's not interrupted, he makes sure he can hear the speaker, he makes sure everybody participates in the debate who wants to participate, he makes sure everybody is recognized who wishes to be heard, and so on and so forth. Of course, those things come from the standing orders. Guys, we have two images. Yes, there we go. And one day I'll get into it in detail, much like how I do some of these segments. And the standing orders is really what governs everybody's behavior in Parliament. And the Speaker of the House's job is to read, interpret, and apply the standing orders. And of course, where there is any dispute, it goes, of course, either he is the determinator of fact and the applicator of law, or it goes to the Standing Orders Subcommittee, which, by the way, is scheduled to meet soon. And they, of course, review any amendments suggested and so on. Two more points I wish to make. The Speaker is considered the guardian of the privileges of members of the House of Representatives. And what that means is issues of privileged, qualified or otherwise, parliamentary or otherwise, which are raised, he determines those issues. Recently, we have the leader of the opposition being sent to the Parliamentary Privileges Committee. And of course, I'll get into that on another occasion, perhaps after the committee meets and makes its findings and so on. But that's where that power comes from. The Privileges Committee will review the acts, the complaints, and determine whether there was any issue breaching privilege, as the case may be. The last point I wish to make is, so these are very real-life powers, real-life issues that I hope we understand. Just because we're seeing the headlines, we might see something on TikTok, we might see something on Facebook. I hope now it sort of meshes together and it makes sense. It's not that the leader of government business, MP and Minister Barry Pradap, just got up one day and sent somebody to the Privileges Committee. No, it has to be a motion, it has to be reviewed, the Privileges Committee and so on. And the Speaker of the House is the guardian of that power. Let's get on to the last point now. The Constitution provides that when the House of Representatives first meets after any general election, and before it proceeds to dispatch any other business, it shall elect a person to be the Speaker of the House from among the members of the House who are not ministers or parliamentary secretaries. And that's how we got Minister and Senior Attorney at Law, Mr. Jagdeo Singh, as Speaker of the House. The first sitting of Parliament, after, which of course this was a ceremonial opening, after April 28th, that is where the appointment took place. So those are just some brief comments I wanted to make insofar as the powers and appointments of the Speaker of the House is concerned. Of course, I will get into it in more detail on another occasion, but I hope, and I really encourage people, especially young people, to watch Parliament and participate along as much as they can and comment on issues of national concern and public interest, because the youths of today are the leaders of tomorrow, and that's where we need the comments coming from. Of course, the elderly are there to guide us, but you know.
Yeah, Moody. All right. Now the committee you were talking about,
right?
Parliamentary committee, right? You have any, who
sits on the committee and so on? All right, hold on. I did have it here prepared in my notes. Just give me 2 minutes and I'll get to you.
2 minutes, okay. 2 minutes, the man say. You hear that? Attorney supposed to have it like that. You know what I mean?
I don't have my printed brief with me today.
I think, but it was the member for Couva South who sent the opposition leader to the privileges
Who filed the
committee,
complaint? Yes, who filed the original complaint? I just had it here. Right, Speaker to convene standing orders. This is my heading. Give me 1 second. Talk about something else?
All right. So I don't know who of you all watched the debate today, but I watched it yesterday, and you know, Khadija good with she work, you know. They tried all how.
Guys, we have a photo. Let's bring her up on it.
They tried all her way, but she good. They couldn't get at her. I see they get at some other individuals today, but Khadija know her marbles. In Burton and Stuart Young and all of them.
Yeah, so congratulations, of course.
And at certain time, I see she get frustrated with them because they're repetitive with questions, the same answer you had to give.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of times...
That's frustrating.
A lot of times... Guys, bring back a photo, please. A lot of times the government bench members, they don't even have to answer the questions raised because it's such poor questions. But props to the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Ms. Khadija Amin, MP for St. Augustine, because she did an excellent job. I mean, all of them did excellent jobs. But I must say, I actually encourage members of my staff to take a 5 minutes and have lunch in the boardroom and look at the Minister. She really did some good work, and I think once again, I think young people should look up to her. She did some excellent work there.
The one I missed today was the Minister of Public Utilities. I really wanted to see Mr. Padarat in full flight.
Yeah, I think I saw him between some matters and some meetings that I had. The little clips that I saw, he too was really statesman-like. He was very good. He was very good.
Boss.
Yeah.
So but it will continue tomorrow. If I have chance, I will probably sit down and take a look and get some entertainment. Sometimes it is entertaining, you know, when you watch things going nice, and all of a sudden, you see the whole place explode. These big men who, boy, they're like children, boy, like little children. I don't understand. Like the sugar level is just raised.
Yeah.
And the one who does I hear telling the speaker that he asking him to quiet down. But he just he real loud, boy. And he annoying too. You could be loud and not annoying, eh?
To be loud and intelligent.
But loud and annoying.
Yeah. Here we go. I got it. So the members of the Privileges Committee, of course, it's a committee, so it's chaired by the Speaker of the House, Mr. Jagdev Singh. Members are Barry Padarat, Saddam Hussein, Devish Maraj, Keith Scotland, and Stuart Young. All right. So good. So we've answered that.
So based on the evidence now, right? Let me see if we could.
Well, I didn't want to adjust it until the committee make findings, eh?
No, we just speculating.
All right.
We speculating because we don't know how they will interpret it, right?
Right.
We're just looking at the final product, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say, for instance, well, it's not 3 against 2, right? With the speaker.
No, that you cannot look at it like that.
Well, when they come to vote, it is have a vote?
It is have a vote, yeah.
Right. So if it have a vote, who chairing it? Not the who will be chairing that meeting?
The Speaker of the House. The chairman of the committee, which is Jagdev Singh.
But if it's against him, he still will be the chair?
No, he will recuse himself and become a deputy chair.
It will be the deputy chair, right?
Yeah.
Good. So it will be now the deputy chair, and the names are called Mr. Padarat.
Well, it's not against him, eh? It's one of the allegations which formed part of the complaint was that he was biased.
Right.
So the Privileges Committee do have anything against him, but he may recuse himself on the principle of apparent bias or perceived bias. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but let me wait and through.
Yeah, I think that's best.
I don't want to go and prejudice anything.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, people coming for me for legal advice.
Yeah. So let me get into the other matter, or you want to take a break? The other matter, again, is another 5 minutes.
Before we go to a break, let's welcome our next sponsor here, Extra Care. Extra Care products, we have 99% pure water wipes, we have hand sanitizer, we have shower cream, we have repairing shampoo, we have rose and almond oil, Total Energy, that's cream, that for men, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, cocoa butter. So for all your extra care products, you can contact 663-9732, and that's the number for Atlantic Trading.
We could go again, or you want to take a break?
Which one you want to...
I want to go again, you know. If the boys say I could go without taking break, I go in, you know. You tell me firing from the hip. You didn't know my hip twist.
Yeah, but with what? With a water gun? You know what I mean? So let's see it. You want to...
I want to do the Chief Justice.
All right, fix up.
All right, guys. So we have an image here. Chief Justice 1. For those of you who do not, thank you so much, guys. You're on the ball that time. So those of you who do not know, the Chief Justice, former Chief Justice Ivor Archie, has resigned, and replacing him today at a 2 p.m. swearing-in was and is currently our Chief Justice, Mr. Justice of Appeal, R. Puru Singh.
Before you go, Richard, on the same topic, the way the Chief Justice resigned, right?
Right.
Is it normal to give such short notice?
Well, okay. So, you can come back to us. He gave us notice since the opening of the law term.
But I mean abruptly. He could have said, well, I will be retiring fully from next week Monday. So which means to say, you give the president, the prime minister, the opposition leader enough time to choose someone.
Well, that is a question best left answered Friday at 1:30 at Baraka Grounds over a lamb burger or some...
Alfredo.
Yeah, you ask him why the man resigned what you call abruptly. I don't know. What I do know is the Chief Justice has resigned with all of his benefits after serving our country diligently and for quite some time. And he got us through quite a lot.
Over 17 years?
Yep, and he was appointed very young. And I'm going to get into that in a second. But he got us through a lot. You know, he pushed us towards, during the COVID time, pushed us towards virtual hearings. That was unheard of. That happened overnight, basically. He pushed us towards e-filing, online filing, electronic filing. You know, and those are just two of the smaller things that he did. What about the opening of the Children's Court, the proposition and then the advocacy relative to child advocates in the Children's Court and so on, and many more. But what I wanted to get at, derail me, boy. What I wanted to get at, do that Friday.
All right.
What I wanted to get at is generally the appointment and the legalities behind the Chief Justice. Because, again, we are all going to see a lot of things in the news over the next couple of days. Who agree, who didn't agree, who proposed this name, who proposed that name. The appointment of Chief Justice is a constitutional power. Oh, God, fellas, you're on the ball today, boy. Is a constitutional power marked in section 102 and 103 of the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago. And it says, 102, appointment of Chief Justice. The Chief Justice shall be appointed by the President after consultation, very important verb there, consultation with the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition. Consultation with the Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition. The power is vested, in the words of the late Bastille Pandey, the power is vested abundantly in the President. All right, let's go to 103. Guys, could you just either zoom out or just drop a little bit? Where the office of the Chief Justice is vacant, or where the Chief Justice is for any reason unable to perform the functions of his office, then until a person has been appointed to and has assumed the functions of such office, or until the Chief Justice has resumed those functions, as the case may be, those functions shall be performed by such other of the judges as may be appointed, again, by the President after consultation with the Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition. You come back to me, guys. It's very important that we understand and we accept that the President appoints the Chief Justice after consultation with the Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition. Not the permission of the Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition, and not on the agreement of the Prime Minister and Leader of the Opposition. So anybody could submit any number of names. Anybody could say anything that they want. The power is vested, ostensibly and otherwise, constitutionally and otherwise, in the hands of the President and the President only. So I thank Justice of Appeal Puru Singh for stepping up to the plate because he has a great job. I should speak with open arms and say he was my lecturer in UWI. And he's the author of The Complete Advocate, a book I myself used and digested very early on in my career, and it formed the basis and inspired me to write my own book, Sailing the Magistracy. So let's get into the legalities of the Chief Justice, just for 1 second. The Chief Justice is the highest judge in the nation. He presides over the Supreme Court of Judicature, which comprises of the High Court and the Court of Appeal. The process for his appointment is key and is an element of any country's democracy and within its constitutional framework. All right? It represents the balance of power. The appointment process. The appointment of the Chief Justice is governed by the Constitution, as we just saw, and is a judicial decision involving the head of state, which is the president, and the political leaders who are consulted. The Chief Justice is appointed by the President of the Republic. The President does not act on his own. It is a power that he exercises after consultation with the Leader of the Opposition and on the advice of the Prime Minister. While the JLSC, which is the Judicial and Legal Service Commission, advises the President on the appointment of all other judges, the Chief Justice is the only judicial appointment that follows the direct advice/consultation process with political leaders. So the Chief Justice, once appointed, also serves as the chairman of the JLSC. Just briefly, let me get into it for a second. The history of the Chief Justice has its roots deep in our colonial history. With both islands in Trinidad and Tobago originally having their own Chief Justices until we were unified. Post-independence, following 1962 independence, the appointment process involved Sir Hugh Wooding, who became the first post-independence Chief Justice, appointed directly from the private bar. The current constitutional process requiring the President to act on the advice of the Prime Minister and after consultation with the Leader of the Opposition solidifies the checks and balances intended to secure the independence of the judiciary, which is enshrined in our Constitution. And I just want to briefly touch on some of our past Chief Justices. So we have Ivor Archie, who was appointed in 2008. He was appointed by President George Maxwell Richards. We have Satnarayan Sharma. He was appointed in 2002, and he served until 2008. He was appointed by President Arthur N.R. Robinson. Michael De La Bastide, he was appointed in 1995, and he was appointed by President Noor Hassan Ali. Clinton Bernard, he was appointed in 1985 by President Sir Ellis Clarke. Mr. Cecil Kelsick, he was appointed in 1983 by President Sir Ellis Clarke. Sir Isaac Hayatali was appointed in 1972, and he was appointed by the Governor General, Sir Solomon Hochar, and I wouldn't go any further back than that. So our appointment, selection, and choice of the Chief Justice is a sacred one. It defines us as a democratic society, and insofar as this particular incarnation is concerned, I must say it was a wise selection.
Now, I was reading something where the opposition leader talked, saying she didn't get enough time because it's today he resigned, right?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So
yesterday he gave notice. Today was his official.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she says she didn't get enough time.
Right.
But she also had a recommendation.
Well, time for what?
She gave for consultation.
Right. Okay.
Probably. But remember, they will have their choice who they want as Chief Justice within the PNM. They will always put somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So, if my information is correct, I think she recommended Mr. Prakash Musai.
If he was available and so willing to accept the appointment, as the letter says.
Right. So
the last line of the letter. But at the end of the day, she may propose. She may suggest. What she is doing is exercising her constitutional mandate to engage in consultation with the President. That's it. Consultation with the President. That's all she is expected to do. And that's all she was expected to engage in. At the end of the day, the power vests solely in the hands of the president.
All right. Well, that said and done, you have anything to add to that further, or? All right, guys. Let's, before we take a break, let's bring up our next sponsor here, and that is Satco Starfish. Live, life, enlightened. Am I getting like yours, boy, Richard? We have the Smartfish Wi-Fi bulb. We have plugs. We have Starfish Wi-Fi Smart. What is that one there, boy? Bring it up a little further, guys. Right, the smart bulb. We have hanging lights. The Smart HD 40-foot 15 bulb indoor and outdoor string lights. The season is coming up for that for our brothers and sisters who light up the place for the season. So for all your lights, your bulbs, you can contact Atlantic Trading at 663-9732. Before we go on the break, guy, the photo I sent you, I could just show that because that was supposed to be shown and I keep forgetting. And this is someone who was very dear to everyone at IBN. That is Mr. Khaled Khan. He have his chain of Rassam restaurants, Tandoori Hut. You know, I remember him in 2012 when I went to Mikaj. He was my roommate together with a Musa, I think the guy named. And he used to have me waking whole night, telling me stories, and you know, he was really a true gentleman. So on behalf of us here at IBN, I want to extend our condolences to the family. This was supposed to be done since last week, but you know, sometimes your brain, you know, when you're getting a little old and your brain is just forget. So I had to do it, and I take the opportunity today. So to the family of Mr. Khaled Khan, I want to extend condolences on behalf of IBN. Just for the what you are going through now, you know, that's how it is. We lost exactly 1 month before Mr. Khaled. So I know how you all feel. So as it is, to Allah we come and to Him we shall return. So that is how it is. Okay, guys, let's take a break and we'll come back.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest varieties, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab a Oasis now, why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab a Oasis now, why wait? The greatest, the safest Oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
They talk about CPEP in the article.
Okay. Welcome back, folks. You know, Richard, over with the budget again. You know, I watch the amount of time these people talk about construction that's happening in Port of Spain.
Right.
Like is a safe house? Or,
something they're talking about.
And how it is 51, 55, 58, 60% completed. And they want to know when the government going to complete this, you know, because it's for to house people, homeless people and all kind of thing, right? But you know, none of them are talking about all the schools that they left. That was 90%, 95%, and they'd never touch anyone.
None of them talk about the Cuba Children's Hospital.
That was the DB campus.
All
that was left to rot. And they studying, because it is in their constituency, they're studying for homeless people and all that. But these people have to be real crazy in this place, boy. The more money you have to spend to these schools, and well, we will get it done.
Yeah.
Because I think you handling that aspect of it.
You always throw me under the bus.
All right, so let's welcome. That is.
You know the statement from
the basil drink. We had to tell them we had to send a little sample for me to sip while we on the show here.
I picked up the Rita, the red one, the coffee.
Which one? The coffee?
Yeah.
All right, Rita products. So this segment is compliment to Rita products. Wait, now they have the dragon fruit, pineapple, soursop. Yeah, the dragon fruit. Right. We have the cafe cappuccino. We have Rita cocktail, the basil seed. You know, white and look at cherry, Rita cherry drink. Richard, we had
are you looking for a case?
A case?
Yeah, we go share now.
Moody your van. We'll go with your van, take our pallet. All right, folks. So contact Atlantic Trading.
That reminds me
all your Rita products.
You was trying to maneuver the pallet and they couldn't manage. You remember?
What's that? You can contact Atlantic Trading at 663-9732 for all your retail products. Okay, Richard. I know you have some breaking news now.
Well, you like to set me up with... Guys, let's get this Saddam video played, please. And while you're getting it up, let me just say, people rely on social media for the news. A lot of people, old, young, middle, everything. And they feel just because certain pages have news in their title, that is official news. But there are people who are paid propaganda PNM pushers. Follow me? Paid propaganda PNM pushers. Yeah, I can say that because my teeth not sticking out. Go ahead and play the video.
There was an item called services rendered for December 2020. Nobody know what the service is. She was paid $82,000 for this, Mr. Speaker. Loan by loan advertisement, she was paid $168,000, Mr. Speaker. And then when you think it will get worse, Mr. Speaker, she's a communications consultant. I see an item here called purchase of Christmas tokens. She was a paid shopper for the member for Diego Martin Northeast.
Like coffee.
I don't know if she was buying Elf, Dwen, or stockings. Pose them for that, Mr. Speaker. But I want to go more into this. And I'll give you examples of what she was paid for. Do you understand? She did a 45-second advertisement, 45 seconds, for the NIF. And that cost the taxpayers $80,000.
45 seconds. 45 seconds.
There was an item called services rendered for December 2020. Nobody know what the service is. She was paid $82,000 for this, Mr. Speaker. Loan by loan advertisement, she was paid $168,000, Mr. Speaker. And then when you think it will get worse, Mr. Speaker, she's a communications consultant. I see an item here called purchase of...
No, here what happening now?
You have the other two photos I sent you during the break? While this person is a multi-millionaire under the PNM, next one, she owing money to Minister Munilal. Judgment for the claimant, the defendant to pay the claimant general damages on $75,000. No award is made for exemplary damages and so on. And there's just one, there's one of many. I was able to find this in a few minutes before you could come back out. That's just cost and so on.
And
there's another one for...
She didn't lose a case for what? About $500,000?
Yeah, but all I wanted to show, now this is a recent one, it's February 2025. All I wanted to show is this person is a paid blogger for the PNM. A paid blogger for the PNM. And all this money, and wherever judgment it come and go and so on, will she have money to pay for it?
Yeah,
Let me get the other one while you deal with
wrong
that.
field. You should be a blogger. You'll be a multi-millionaire. But you won't charge as much as that.
And she want to justify it too,
Yes, she says she worth every cent.
Yeah.
Wait, now, that is apart from when she had a contract at National Lotteries Control Board.
That's correct, yeah.
And I think she was getting about $30,000 a month there.
Yeah,
and when Stuart get a little, 10 days, I think she lost her work. If you have your brain supposed to click.
Yeah, but I'm looking for the other judgment.
Now, well, as it stands, propaganda is true. That is true. Sometimes I just read it, But when you read it, you just have to wonder where these people coming from, where. And plus, she just put some remarks for a man. Sometimes it's not. I am no court close, right? So.
Well, no, I will talk about it. I saw her make a comment recently alleging that the Prime Minister and the Attorney General were in safe houses.
Right.
And it triggered the Commissioner of Police office, the Prime Minister's office, to issue statements saying, of course, that is not true. And so, while she was making those comments, the office holders were in Diwali celebrations all over the country. And my position is anything like that, blatant lie, blatant falsities, needs to be investigated by the TTPS. It needs to be, because for her to make such a statement, unfounded, it really is looking like it looks like an attempt to derail the sanctity and democracy of the country. Meanwhile, Christmas List is currently on charges for sedition. Today, he is a year and some on charges for sedition, while you have people spewing absolute falsities on social media, pretending that it is news and it is properly verified and so on. We as a nation, we have to be very mindful of this, and we have to call them as we see them, big teeth liars.
And what about the social activists? The police ever visited her?
Run up in the house.
Yeah.
You
That's
see?
what I don't understand that. It looks like the let's hope that this present commissioner move with some haste.
Yeah, we really have to ask the DPP what's going on, you know, because they quick to hold a man again for a charge he beat. But, you know, serious other things happening in the country. Guys, we could open the lines, but there are a few other things we want to address, but we could open the lines in the meantime. The other point, and I want to just touch on it very briefly, is the fact that sometimes the maths in the last administration does not maths. Not so? Imagine you couldn't spend $1 million or $2 million per family of the pariah divers, but you spend close to 16 million. 16 million in just legal fees alone, eh? In just legal fees alone. Guys, bring up the clip very quickly. Soul Survivors.
Before we go to the clip, guys, let's take this caller because the caller has been there for a little while.
If the caller only has...
Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good night, sir.
All right, good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
I'm calling from Tunapuna.
Yes.
Richard and Nazim.
Uh-huh.
Now, remember that was the same Rhoda Barrett who disguised as a journalist and went to Keith Rowley's home to do an interview, and he came out bareback, if you could recall that, and she had a butterfly on her shoulder, a tattoo. And then Keith Rowley
The views of this caller does not reflect the views and thoughts of the hosts of Breaking Barriers, no IBN as a whole.
This was made public. And she said, Keith Rowley said, I wish I was on his back. This was a big issue about it. How come a journalist could go to your house as a prime minister and you come out bareback, naked back for an interview?
Caller, do me a favor. You said it's public. If it's a newspaper article or a public statement or something, just send us that information very quickly on any of our devices, social media, the WhatsApp line, the numbers you're seeing. Just send it to us, please. And we go deal with it. You have anything else you wanted to address?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
No, I see with the resignation of Ivor Archie, Chief Justice, I hope the DPP will follow suit very soon. Comment to Penelope Beckles with her thing going to the Privileges Committee.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ask you something with the appointment of Mr. Ronnie Boodoo Singh to the Chief Justice. And it says that the President will make the appointment after consultation with the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition.
Correct, yes. 102 of the Constitution.
What I saw in the news tonight, I can't remember which one of the channels, Penelope Beckles was saying she can't understand why the haste.
Yep.
But where is the haste? Caller, would you agree with me that we've all known this has been happening for quite some time? He announced his resignation since the opening of the law term. So I don't know, maybe if the Leader of the Opposition was simply not prepared to complete her constitutionally mandated duty, then let her say so.
Well, what she said, she's questioning, so I asked myself, wasn't she consulted? Because if it is that you give consent and the President make the appointment, why is it you questioning what is the haste to speed up that process of appointment?
Yeah.
And finally, gentlemen, I want to draw your attention to something, Richard. Sunday Express, page 11, that article with Caribbean Airlines. It's a couple of people ought to be investigated. The coercing, the Ronnie Mohammed, the chairman, former CEO, Lezama, and Import and all of them. Because when you read this thing, this is fraud. Come by this coercing fellow, and all of them, the bankrupt Caribbean Airlines, Import continue to inject money into it and whatnot. And you've seen this thing running to the ground. Therefore, there ought to be an investigation, and I am looking forward very soon and hoping that I start to see some of the members of the last government being handcuffed and taken to court. Gentlemen, have a blessed day.
You see this thing about handcuffs? Wait now, but Emboot sound still working, Carl? Moody, you gotta find out that for me.
I don't know, Moody.
Turn up property tax again, boy. Right now we have landlord tax, land surcharge. Landlord surcharge, you calling it?
Well, before we get another caller, I was on the 16 million. I was on the 16 million.
Sir. I'm sorry, sir.
You want
that is on the divers. Yes, go ahead, proceed.
Tax, I'll tax you. Wait and see. Right, so what we have is 16 million paid for the Paria inquiry, and the findings of which are still on the desk of the DPP. What is going on with that? All right, let's go to Christopher Boudram outrage, please. That's the other slide. Essentially, for those of you who do not know, a court has ordered the release of the legal fees paid, and it reveals that in excess or close to 16 million, in excess of 16 million.
16.3.
According to the information release, the OPM spent approximately 9.8 million on fees for the commissioner, and Paria paid 6.4 up to August 2023. I think there are fees outstanding. And look who received this money. Senior counsel Gilbert Peterson, Jason Mutu, and others. So we really have to ask ourselves, how is that Matson? I just want to read the last line and then we'll come back to the point. Last line. In a statement issued following the disclosure, Boudram, and of course everybody knows by now, he is the sole survivor of what has been called a corporate murder of fathers, condemned what he described as a feeding frenzy among lawyers. Oh gosh, Boudram, I understand, but not all lawyers, so under former administration led by former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley when the Commission of Inquiry was established. Come back to me now. So, ladies and gentlemen, just before the April 28th election day, the then acting substantive Prime Minister, he wasn't acting, he was substantive Prime Minister, Stuart Young, promised to give the Paria divers money, 1 million per family.
Each.
As after they already spent 16 million. So, 5 families, 1 million each is 5 million. Instead of spending 5 million first, immediately after the gentleman passed away, they spent 16 million in a commission of inquiry. Not in court yet, They haven't reached in court yet, the DPP do nothing yet. They spent 16 million. Only under the Keith Rowley-led administration, 16 million is less than 5 million. 16 million from the public purse. $16 million of tax-paying, hard-earned dollars and cents. They tax us, we pay it. They're going to spend in this commission of inquiry. And I can't understand how that Matson, as the young people say. What do you think about that one?
Boy, and the thing about it, what came out of the inquiry?
The findings of which remain on the desk of the DPP.
So long.
Yeah.
I think it's the findings what the Paria personnel should have been held for corporate manslaughter.
Yeah, it's corporate manslaughter, not murder. Thanks for the correction.
Corporate manslaughter.
Yeah, I can't.
And so far, all of them running
and they fancy house still.
How you mean?
And the Benz and the Porsche and the whatnot and so forth.
Next they resign and they go home.
They hop a flight and they're gone, We had initiate extradition proceedings,
And everything die a natural death. That is how it is.
Except the divers, they died a very painful, gruesome death while they struggled.
Just the thought of that. Okay, let's welcome Miran to this segment here. We have Miran products. You have all your rice, oil, sardines, corned beef, you name it. All your products that you want at the supermarket, you could check out Rands Distributors Limited at 744-5555 for all your supermarket products. Here now the corned beef, top of the line. They have condensed milk,
Sardine.
Sardines, Moody, when you're drinking your coffee. You can't go wrong. So for all your Miran products, check out your supermarket. And if they don't have it, what you have to do, Richard? If you go by a supermarket and they don't have the product,
call them.
No, brother man, you have to go and shop somewhere else. You call them, you have to go and shop where they have the products. You know what I mean?
All right.
Okay, we have a caller in the line. Hello, good night, caller.
Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so Mr. Jagisa, I want to commend you for dissecting the parliament process for the regular person to understand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for encouraging thank you for encouraging the young people to get involved, because I am of the firm belief that many people stay away from anything political because they do not have the knowledge. Therefore, thank you for demystifying the process, and let's hope more young people get involved.
Thank you so much. I'll do my best.
Okay.
Boy.
Oh, I thought she had some comments.
I thought she was going to make a comment. Yeah. Hello, good night. We have a next caller. Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Yes, this is for Mr. Nazim. Last week you asked about the oncology center where the government spent over $200 million, Indian government, and nothing happened.
You're right.
I'd suggest that you partner with the present government to rename the Baraka Hospital the Insan Ismail Cancer Treatment Center, and let the government partner with you to retrofit the whole center and call it the Insan Ismail Cancer Treatment Center, so they don't have to build an oncology center again.
Well, that could be you know, but the thing about it is, he said quite
not to name it after
that he didn't want anything in his name.
Yeah, but I think the caller was, apart from the name, the caller was looking at the oncology center point. So I don't think
that is something that could be considered.
Yeah.
You know, they have to talk to the, you know, the relevant personnel.
Yeah.
And that could be hammered out. Hello, good night, caller. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Gentlemen, you were correct, because I do have something else to say.
Go ahead. Justin cut the woman there. That's what she's saying. Justin, we deal with you. Go ahead.
All right. Now, I really do not expect anyone to say that the former Chief Justice was a failure. But to heap praise on him is like a slap in the face for the normal person. Our court houses are in a mess. There is the allegations of Akil Chambers, the allegation where Dylan Johnson is concerned. Chief Justice Ivor Archie did nothing to turn the wheels of justice for the last 18 years that he was there.
Richard?
So, are you hearing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now the new Chief Justice Guru Singh, he started off badly. Congratulations to him, yes. But he started off badly when he said that he wants to build on the platform left by Archie.
Right, I hear when
no,
he said
sir,
that.
please don't do that. That structure was compromised. Build your own platform. And that is what I want to agree with Israel Khan by saying good riddance to Ivor Archie.
Well, I know.
And this is nothing personal against the man, but for those of us who have been following the wheels of justice, we know that it was at a grinding state. It was not working. Much more needs to be done. In fact, virtual hearings are still taking place in the San Fernando court. So I don't know what sort of legacy he left behind. absolutely nothing to be admired.
And the
Now,
mass,
regarding the big seat liar, I want to know why the CTPS has not taken action against this blogger. Because if Colman Burt wanted to pay her, he could have done so with his own money. But to use my taxpaying dollars to pay her is absolutely unacceptable. And finally, with regard to the barrier divers, for those of us who are claustrophobic, we could not even listen to that whole scenario because it affected the entire nation. What the PNM did to those 4 divers is show depraved indifference to life. So it is, as you said, the mass not massed in. And there's a verse in the Bible that says, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. So all those who got their millions, the names called, they will never, Richard, and I'm saying this, they will never live to enjoy that because it is wicked money, it is blood money. And that is the legacy that Stuart Young has left. He did nothing to help those divers. And I pray that Mrs. Vistessa would do, I know she has compassion, and she will do the right thing where those families are concerned. So thank you, and keep on doing a wonderful job. Good night.
Yes, Paula, good night.
Good night, good night. Thank you so much.
Right?
Thank you so much.
You know what it is like, you in a pipeline there.
No, she's right. It was difficult to listen to her sometimes. It was.
Especially when the lone survivor was speaking, and when he came up and he said he want to go back down.
Yeah.
Because he saw them right behind him. It's just to go back down.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided.
They refused.
They refused.
They refused.
You understand? Just the thought of that. And we did went down there. Yeah, we went down there and when the incident happened.
Yeah.
So that was
16 million, you know, boy.
Boy, we get easy money, you know. It's not theirs.
Mm-hmm. Fees is fees. That's not my point. My point is at some point, the office of the Prime Minister had to ask itself, what makes sense? Should I compensate the divers? Should I, try to get the family of the divers, Should I compensate the family of the divers? Should I get them some psychological help that they desperately need? Or should I spend money on this yet another commission of inquiry? Because we've had them in the past.
Yeah, and they come to naught at the end of the day. What comes out of nobody, like for instance, the commission of inquiry, that was with the construction. When we had one with the construction, and we had a commission of, it have a lot of inquiries was supposed to be made public.
Mm-hmm.
When the children died in the Mount Hope hospital, the NICU, we were supposed to get, that report was supposed to be made public.
Mm-hmm.
When Daryl Smith, when the Mute report with the boat, Bridgeburn and all of them, where all them reports? How much money people get for that? You understand?
Yeah.
So money is just fatten people's pocket, and at the end of the day, nothing come out of it.
Well, before we run out of time, I just want to hit these 2 quick slides and then leave it all to you with your best friend.
Which one is that?
Up there.
Yeah. Well.
So, guys, let's get Khadija Amin Facebook post. Let me just lay some context here. Brian Manning, MP for San Fernando, he is East End. San Fernando East or West?
East.
He's San Fernando East, that's correct, yeah, in the first instance. So he had some questions today, but boy, according to Khadija, I mean, that one fall far from the tree, boy. Fall far from the tree. And this is coming from, as I said earlier, she really, really did an excellent job today. Let's get the other one. 3,000 more seats, the CAL. So Chief Secretary of Tobago has indicated for Tobago Carnival, 3,000 more seats CAL will facilitate from Piaco to Tobago. And some PNM follower comment underneath it and said, the same post that I screenshot, comment on and say, which plane had 3,000 seats? Come back to me.
Nah, I want to believe that.
I'm telling you. Come back to us, guys. They're telling you. You come back to us, guys.
But we could tell them it's not really a plane. We make a mistake. It's not a plane. It's one of them, them cruise ship that have about 3,000 people. It's one of that instead.
These guys never bought a plane before.
What trouble is this, boy?
So,
No.
Jocelyn, I live in the hands of the wise.
Yeah.
Uncle Nazim,
Yeah,
you're going to
well-
have to circle between 3 slides. You'll see it now.
Yeah, well, let's try go with the final slides, guys. We have with the Kareem received 2.7 million. Now, he has indicated that at that time he was going to school.
Well, you have to tell the people
He
what's
was
going on,
in
you
the-
know.
he
Kareem
was
is the
in the-
director of a company.
His name is there.
Congratulations to him.
His name is there.
In 2018.
Right. The name of the company is Abike. Abike, correct?
A-Bike.
Abike Construction Company Limited.
I don't know.
Number 817 or 170 Street. 17D, number 817D
No,
Street.
do that.
Well, all right. So he said at the time he was on a scholarship to
LLB program in UA.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he wasn't no part of that. Yeah. But anyhow, you take it. If no big thing. He wasn't involved in it. No problem. But it's immediate. Who the monies went to? Yeah. You have to know who the monies went to. Who the other directors of the company? Is that his brothers? Is it his mother? Is it, you know, we have to know where, and they are closely associated with the PNM. Because if I recall, his mother is the chairman of the Samuel Lavante Corporation.
Yeah.
And
No, I just want to put on record, what you're talking about here is your interpretation of a newspaper article, which is public record.
Yes.
A Guardian article called Marcel Denies Conflict of Interest over CPEP-linked contracts, where the article speaks about this company that we just identified receiving 2 million and change in contracts between 2021 and 2025 at 2.7, and you're commenting on, you're being fair to him and saying that he said at the time these contracts began, he was a student, and you're being fair and saying that he also pointed out, he accepts and admits, points out, I want to read the line straight from the article, that Marcel has acknowledged that his mother, a known PNM supporter, I read it from the article, Marcel also acknowledged that his mother, a known PNM supporter, previously served as an alderman in the Samuel Lavante Regional Corporation, but said there was no connection between her services and A-Bike construction contracts. So you are reporting on what you've seen in the papers.
So who are the other directors of the company? That is something we have to look at.
Right.
And is a known fact, it is public knowledge that PNM people get PNM contract, and we could say the same to vice versa. UNC people get UNC contract.
Well,
you know what I mean?
all I know is that the same article, I am not drawing this nexus or no connection, the same article goes on for 3 paragraphs to talk about the mismanagement of CPEP. I'm not saying that A-Bike was a contractor under CPEP. The article does that. The article goes from the paragraph I just read straight into between 2009 and 2023, CPEP received more than 6.5 billion in allocations. So on the article does that, and not me. So you're right to draw that comparison between certain people getting contracts under the last administration now. And the article goes on to mention that investigations have shown, quoting, investigations have shown that weak political oversight has allowed several contracted companies, many with limited transparency, to earn between 20,000 and 50,000 per month in management fees. The article says that. I wanted to address this in detail, but I have something I'm waiting for before I tackle this company. So I'll wait for Foster companies. I want to wait before I address this in detail. But go ahead.
Well, basically, you see that part of it, Richard, you know, as I say, you more technical. I wanted to I mention it, and I leave you to elaborate. You know what I mean? Because you trained in that area.
I only train in Old Talk.
Oh, in Old Talk. Now, beside that article, what do you think about the initiative for the 20,000 jobs, that applications, what about 11,000 were filled out in one day?
Yeah, that was another slide that I wanted to bring, but you see I time it, slides versus what we have time. Jolene John attended the cycling velodrome and confirmed 11,000 people registered in one day. That's massive. That's massive. That's massive. I think it's an excellent initiative. I think it's very important. We have all these vacancies in all these government agencies, whether it be a ministry or public authority, as the case may be, and it's now been streamlined into this one door session. You go, you fill out drop your CV, you fill out the form, and they're going to call you for interviews. They're going to call you. It's going to be streamlined. I think it's an excellent initiative, and it's a nod to the Prime Minister and her cabinet, one step closer to completing a campaign promise, which is jobs.
Providing jobs.
Yeah.
Sustainable.
Yeah, this is not 10 days cutting grass jobs you're talking about. You're talking about full-time ministry, government, state employment. It had a time parents and grandparents used to tell their children, get government work.
Yeah. That was the norm.
Yeah.
As you finish school.
Yeah, because they can't take that away from you. I know some people had to swear affidavit and change their names to get government jobs, because Maraj and Ali and Rampasad and Muhammad and you couldn't get, I had a whole different cat.
And to get in the police service, so I heard
teachers as well.
About that.
Teachers as well, but that is a whole different story. I'm waiting for something else before I talk about that.
All right. Well, it has come to the time when we saw what time fly by, Richard? 9:31 already.
But I'm glad we just timed the slides, eh? We have it down packed now.
Don't forget, folks, Brilliant will be open on Friday. A lot of the customers who came at Brilliant were disappointed because I don't know if they didn't read their Facebook page that Brilliant will not be open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of last week. But come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can come and have a double fill of your favorite at Brilliant, open at 1:30 until around 9:30, where you can get all your burgers, your meals, pastas, barbecue chicken, barbecue lamb, fried rice, pasta. So come down at Brilliant this Friday, and you might meet Salisha, who will probably give you a little something extra. What are you laughing for, Moody? Yes, Salisha from Brilliant, that is, not Salisha Moody. Salisha from Brilliant. So this is when we have to say adios, amigos. So until next week, Richard.
Adios, amigos. Farewell, good night, and see you next week.
Yes.
Adieu. I want to start a charge here.
Yeah. So Richard,
you have to pay by the door.
Let's leave it up to you to close off.
Thank you once again for spending your Wednesday night with us. Brother Nazim and myself and Uncle Moody, you always have all the commentary on the sidelines. And thank you for joining us. We welcome all of the comments, all of your thoughts, all of your vehemence on social media. Be in touch with us. Keep in touch with us on social media. Keep in touch with us live on the show. Keep in touch with us as you see us in the world. We're going to be live next week again, Wednesday. And don't forget, we rerun, and we're always live or accessible for rerun on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, and good night.